pipeline, a portal to everything. Instead of thinking in a linear way that there's a compartment or a box where your higher self is, think of it, if you could go there and you could see the quantum state of it, you would go into a place, a pipeline that takes you to everything that is. Now, let us speak of DNA as you've never heard us speak before, that we want published. For it is time you knew. Science considers your brain to be consciousness, and it is not. It is the highest thing they can see. It is responsible for consciousness. It is not. The brain is a 3D engine that responds to the 90% of DNA. It is the engine of synapse. And it's complicated. And it's very 3D. Filled with electrical signals that do as they are instructed or influenced somehow by the DNA. Let us speak about that somehow. 100 trillion parts of DNA working together communicate as one. Science doesn't know how. From that which is in your head to that which is in your toe, somehow it knows. It all works together. And that is because, dear one, there's a field around you that is interdimensional, created by the DNA. And we're going to speak of that field now. That field is your consciousness, not your brain. That which your brain does is in tandem with the DNA. Your brain dreams. The synapses are there. And in your deepest REM sleep, out come so many things. Those things are in your DNA. Some of you are remembering energies that you were. All of you dream in a quantum state. Did you know that? That is why there's no linearity. Things don't make sense. Those who have passed away and those who have not are together yet again, looking at one another. Dreams don't make sense because they're in a quantum state. Now, that's your DNA talking. That's the Akashic record coming forward and playing the tapes to your brain. Science does not acknowledge this, for it cannot see the field. But the DNA is human consciousness. And the brain simply is the 3D engine of synapse. Is there evidence, Kryon, of this? Oh, yes. Very much so. When a human being has an accident and the spinal cord is completely severed, it leaves the body innate. This is the paraplegic. You can no longer move anything. Not a finger, not a toe. And yet, the heart keeps beating, does it not? Digestion continues, does it not? The kidneys function. Everything keeps going. Now you're told, are you not, that the brain sends those signals through the spinal cord. Keeps your heart beating, doesn't it? Doesn't it? With death and have it recorded by the one who would take his place. And it is. And you can see it. And I want to review it. For in this, all the way back then, there is proof, if you want to call it that, of what I'm saying. They say Elijah stepped into a field asking Elisha to record what was going to happen. Now Elijah was a master with great wisdom and knowledge. And he was what you would call today an ascended master. And in the linearity of humanism, there's an entire group of people who expect his return. And I have some news for them. Get out of your linearity. He's been back a long time. For the energy of the masters are part of the energy of this, the shift. And they intermingle with the vibration of this planet. They're all back. It's what you're feeling. In a quantum state, they're in your DNA. Don't you sense this? Don't you sense this? Elijah walked into the field with Elijah looking and watching. And he did not die. Instead, he claimed his ascension power. And he left, but not without some fireworks. For Elisha said that he turned into a ball of light. In the best that he could see, Elisha described in linearity what it looked like and what it felt like. And if you take a look at this, you will find that it was not necessarily angels from above that came to get him, but more like something happened on the ground. And Elijah turned into light. And he left. And now I'll tell you what that was. That was Elijah energizing the field of DNA. And it has a name. A name given at that moment. Almost like riding a chariot. It was given the name in Hebrew, Merkabah. And I will now reveal to you, as I have before 2 times, that your DNA field is the Merkabah. It has sacred geometry connected to it, for this field, this interdimensional field, has structure. If you could see it, you'd see the structure, and it's beautiful. It's not just a ball. It's a double tetrahedron, you know. Beautiful it is. And the name Merkabah would indicate that something rides within it. It is the chariot of your divinity. That each human being has this. Recorded by Elijah, watching the Master ascend. That's what we wanted to share in these moments. That each one of you has this. Let's talk more about the biology, because now it gets a little more complex.